Hello, hello, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. I hope you can hear me fine, and I'm just checking to see if I can find myself. There we go. All right, here I am. I can read your comments now. We can chat if you want. All right, so everything's working. Yay! All right, so today I thought I give you, like I showed you last week, a preview of what's to come. And I figures like let's put something in action. And I wanted to show you today this beautiful paper that I showed you last time. It's a mess now because I've been using it. And it's called Wildflower Birthday. And it comes with two sheets of die cuts like this. Let me show you like this. I mean, I've already taken, they fall apart, so they're hard to keep in the sheet because they're pre-cut for you, so which makes creating very easy, but storing not so much. So what I do is just I put them out all out and I keep them in a transparent envelope so I know what I have so they don't get damaged when I'm putting things back like this big parts. But I can do that later. You don't need to see me doing that. And it also has two other sheets of things like that. I think I showed you last week. Like if you cut it, if you want, if you can use the back part of it, but the specialty paper always has some metallic, or in this case, it's like this gold gilding going on. And this part also had something to make tags, so you can just cut it in the places and you'll get tags and labels and other things that you can use for both card making and scrapbooking. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I just kicked the camera. All right, so I'm using some of these today, but I'm also wanted to feature the paper because I think it's so cute. Hi, Julia. I love the color combination of these, and since I mentioned that, it's blueberry bushel, old olive, peach pie, pool party, pretty in pink, soft sea foam, and gold. Okay, so these are the colors that are featured in the papers. Let's see what happened. This is what I don't want it to happen. That's why I take it out of the sheets and such. Anyway, so it's called Wildflower Birthday. So I made birthday cards, but some of them, like this one, if you put another message, it could be, like thinking of you or whichever other message you want to put. Just flowers. Like if you use the birthday cake with the candle, especially, it's more birthday. But there's some cakes also that don't have the candles, so you can use them for a wedding, maybe like this one. You can use it for a wedding or something. So, like it's good for many occasions and celebrations in general. There's one of the die cuts is, well, you have your balloons that are good for celebrating pretty much anything. And also you have banners. Also, it could be a congratulations or something like that. All right. So let's start. I made birthday cards because, as you know, those are the cards after Christmas, the ones that I need the most. So here's some birthday cards. So we'll start with this one, the big cake. All right. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Julia, how was your pop-up fair? Julia and her daughter do beautiful flower arrangements and greenery arrangements. And she had some beautiful things for the holidays. So including some ornaments and such. Very, very pretty. From Seed to Vine, I think it's called, right, Julia? Correct me if I'm wrong. So if you don't know about it, you can Google it and see their wonderful creations. All right, so I'm gonna start with Pool Party. You can do it in another color combination if you want. This is just ideas of how to use it because I wanted to use this one. And I guess that you could use some other base color if you want, maybe peach or something, but I just happen to have that one, Pool Party. And I cut it. This is your typical car base, 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25. And this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, right? So I'm gonna round the corners because I like them round, and you can round them or not. You can leave them as you like, but because it has all these scallopy things, I thought it would be nicer to round them. And I'm using this detail trio, which is a punch that is retired, but I'm sure you have other rounders, so you can use whatever, or you can do it by hand. All right. And because I love this paper so much, and you're not gonna see all this part in the middle, I'm gonna cut a window here because I don't want to waste it, and we can use this for something else. So let's do that. I forgot I had done that, and I thought it was a good idea. So I'm gonna do a little bit more than I'm gonna do 3/4, and this is more or less 3/4. Yes. Oops, and that's not the right blade. I need my blade. I think 3/4 is about, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not gonna be seen. So that's how I do it. I lift it, and then I turn it around, leave the blade where it is, put it in the 3/4 mark here, and then take it down because I know that's the measurement that what I reached to. And then we're gonna go here to the 3/4 mark again. Then we're gonna lift it, and we're gonna put in the 3/4, and we're gonna do the short size. And same thing again, the short size, and that's it. And this, look how much you have that you can use for something else. You see, this is a waste of paper, especially when it's specialty paper. So we're gonna glue this here, and we're gonna see just like a 1/16 of an inch around it. All right. I put this facing up, the scalloping, but we can do facing down, whatever. Maybe facing up looks happier. I don't know. So let's do that way. Like, it's pretty on the other side, but honestly, when you have the gold in one side, I don't know who would use the other side, right? That's what happens to, in my opinion, with all the specialty papers. Sorry, I had to unclog my glue because I forgot to close it before and it dried. So it's just, this paper is not super heavy, so you don't need that much glue. And I'm just gonna be carefully making sure that it's center on all 4 sides. And we can wiggle it because it's liquid glue until we're happy with it. And I'm pretty happy now, so I'm stopped wiggling. And this is one of the pieces that came, and I cannot show you because I've already used the other one, but it's the pieces that I show you that come like this. So this was one, and because he had the scalloping, I used these scallop contours dies that are retired, but you can use any other dies to cut it with, or you can just use it straight from here. If you cut the, I don't know how to call it, the element, straight, you come with it a little bigger than that. But the other reason why I wanted to make it a little smaller is because the paper, I want to show more of the paper, the back paper, this scallop gold paper. So, you know what I did, right? I forgot to put the ribbon, but you know what? I don't think it needs it. So I'm gonna do without the ribbon this one. Or we can put just the little bow there if you want. Because I'm not gonna lift it now. Oh well. Things that happen when you're live, right? Things that happen when you're crafting, but anyway. I was thinking it's like maybe the ribbon was overkill here, but I don't know. Up to you. You can use it or not. So I'm just gonna glue this, and this is gonna be easy because all the elements are done. I don't have the matching stamp for this one yet because I put it in my Christmas wish list for my family. So I hope that Santa brings it to me. And if he does, then you're gonna see more things again. And again, this paper will be available starting in January with the new mini catalog that's coming in January. Lots of beautiful things in there. All right. Next element that we're gonna put is we're gonna make the little tag. And I already heat embossed it because heat embossing here is a mess for me. Just flattening the mark of the blade. And I use Celebrate just because, it's a nice sentiment. And we're just gonna use that much. About there. So I'm just gonna cut it with the scissors. I don't think we need to. Like that. And this paper is one of the strips that come in these things, you see, right here. That's one of them. And it's cute. You'll see I use another one of these in another card. So basically you can get this specialty paper, and even if you don't have the stamp set, you can create lots of beautiful things because of all the elements that come with the paper. The cutouts and the labels, the tags. And we're gonna put this with dimensionals. I don't know. What do you guys think about the ribbon? I don't think I'm gonna put a ribbon in this. I have leftovers from the other ones. I'm gonna use them. With the bow, without the... I just realized that my 3 cards have a bow. Well, this one had a knot, and the other ones have a bow. So I'm like, I don't know. I was in bow mood, I guess. We're gonna put it right there. Oh, there we go. And now we're gonna put this other thing that also will come out in January. This is called Party Dots, and I'm gonna use the pink ones. This happens to be pretty in pink, by the way. I didn't say that, but I did say it right. So I think I did the small dots, and I used way too many, but that's okay because I want them in decorating the cake. Because this is such a simple card, but between the gold gilding and of the paper and the fact that it has such beautiful designs, a simple card can be still very showy. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Wow, I've never used that many embellishments in one card because I'm very frugal with my embellishments. But this is an exception. Just to give it a little bit more. That's what I also heat emboss the sentiment. Just to give it a little bit more. All right. So that's the outside. And now for the inside of the card, we have here a plain white 4 by 5 1/4. Here I'm gonna show you what I did with the leftover strip that I had. And we're gonna put this here, and or the other way around if we wanna follow the same direction for the scalloping. And then we're gonna put a flower, one of the cutout things. Let me make room now that you know what I'm doing. All right. So this is, to me, a break from holiday cards or projects. I think I have all the cards I need. Now I need to address them. I sent all my international ones because they take longer to get there. So I've already sent those. But, it's always last minute when you realize that, oh, you need something. I mean, for my office, they want me to make some as well for some of our clients. So, me. First, I'm doing my own, and then the leftovers go for the office. All right, so let's see. And now we get to choose a little flower to put here. I don't know where the cutouts of the flowers are. Just a simple one. Maybe this. This is nice. And I'm saving these ones. As you see, some of these cutouts have the white silhouetting. I like it better when they don't, and some of them don't have them. So I like these better for like fronts of the card and such. So I'm saving, and this one has the silhouetting, but it doesn't matter because here, because it's white, it just kind of will fade. So I'm gonna use it for that. And we're just gonna glue it. And that's our inside. Isn't it pretty? It's happy colors. I don't know. They're very springy colors. I'm gonna flatten the edges that show the mark of the blade of my trimmer. And that's it. I think it's a very, very beautiful card. I hope you agree. Even without what do you prefer? Bow or no bow? I think it's enough without the bow. Now that I see it. Anyway, I have one of each now, so I can choose. If the recipient is more bow oriented, you can use that one, and if not, do it without the bow. All right, so let's move to card number 2. And I have 3 cards to show you today. And I just realized that this has a little bit of indentation there. So these I made just with the DSP, and I cut from the DSP one of the little cakes, and I used the Spotlight in Nature circle to put the center element and just let the paper shine, because this is a very pretty paper, right? Thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad you like it. So what we're gonna need for that, I'm using thick cardstock, card base. I'm gonna, oh, how did I do that? Like, that doesn't look very well scored. So I'm gonna try to fix it. Yeah. Okay, that's better, right? All right, so this is thick cardstock, white, uh, 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25 on the 8.5 side. And then we're gonna use, and we're gonna do the layers first, and then we'll do this. The layer is blueberry bushel, 4.25 by 5, and 4 by 5.25, and then the DSP is 3.75 by 5. Okay, so that's easy. I don't need to remember the ribbon because the ribbon goes outside, so I don't need to put it underneath. And it's like the pretty color combinations in the back. But again, I mean, honestly, this is the front. Who's gonna use the little stripes? Maybe if there's like a little scrap left, maybe. But even the scraps I'm using the cakes, and I'll show you how. All right, so this is that. Hey, where am I? Oh, maybe in this one? No, I was supposed to have more of the swirly thingies of the spotlight in nature. Let me check, because I may have put them away too fast. No, they're not here. These are just the cutouts. How did I do that? Wait, not we'll use something. Oh no. I have like cutouts here, here, here. I kind of like that one, but I guess we can use another one. This is the same size. Like we can use this one. All right. As you can see, this is like from making tags, and I'm sure you have the same way. You're the same way. All right. So we're gonna do this one instead. And what else do I have here? I've already pre-fussy cut the cake. This one doesn't have candles, but it doesn't matter. It's still pretty. And I used it from the little scrap of paper that I had left over. And what I wanted to show you is for the inside, we can fussy cut this part and then this part, and then you put it together. And nobody will be able to tell, which is exactly what I did here. This is two parts, so I use even if it's at the edge of the paper, you can still use it. You know what I mean? So anyway, nothing goes to waste ever. But I didn't want to use the flat out pink because I wanted to mimic this background, that the background of the paper kind of has like a little bit of looks like pool party, a little bit of pretty pink. So I'm gonna use pretty pink and a blending brush, and I'm gonna put some color into this circle. That circle is also from Spotlight in Nature dies. And I was gonna use, and I think I used it on the other card, one of my favorite ones, which is the Deco Circle dice that are now on the last chance list. I don't know if they're still there, because honestly, if you don't have them, I would get them. So I'm just gonna give a little bit of color. I went a little overboard with the color in that one, but because of the detail of this dye that is different from the other one, the color also gets applied differently. And I don't want it all super pink, just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be the same. That's because that I want to mimic the paper. And since I'm doing that now, we're going to do the same to our card base. Because what we're going to see, I don't want it to see just like white. the what shows around. I want a little pinkish to keep with the motif of the other paper, of the background of the paper. So let's do it now that I have this ready. And just a little bit, you know. And we go from the outside. That's what I'm using this scrap. I mean, I'm using my foam mat, but I have scrap paper on top of it. So for these purposes, then I'll rewrap it. Hi, Teresa. Good evening. Thanks for joining. We're using Wildflower Birthday DSP specialty paper. Not DSP, specialty paper. I put DSP in the description, but it's incorrect. It's specialty paper because it has some gold inlay. All right, I think that's enough because we don't see that much. Hi, Susan. Thank you for joining. All right, so now that we have the blending done, now we can attach our top layer. And see, now it looks more like I want it to look, like the background of the original paper. I'm just trying to smooth a little bit the edge because I think I have to replace my blades again in the trimmer since they're leaving some fuzzy thingies behind. Oh, what is? I wanted to show you something else and I don't know where I put it. Oh, I see. I'll go get it. Today I went to a holiday fair for the New York Society of Scribes, where they do a lot of calligraphy and work and things like that. And actually, my upline, Leslie Watkins, was demonstrated some watercoloring things. And a former sideline of mine as well was there as a volunteer. She's a calligrapher. So I went to say hi. And there was a lady showing some engineering techniques for paper, simple ones. And I want to show you what I want she taught us to make. So that was kind of cool. I'm actually putting my fussy cut cake in the center of my circle now. And you can use any tab you want. Here you can use not tag, one label. I don't know what to put there because this is very skinny and I think it needs to be at here. Maybe a tiny little sliver. Oh, well, there's the fire department. It wouldn't be alive for me if we don't hear the fire department passing by, right, guys? Every time. There we go, I think. It's so hard to get the... All right, so that's a little bit more secure. Otherwise, it was just too floaty. I don't mind the bottom being floaty, but it was too much of a length that was floating about. All right, and now we can create a little celebrate label for this. Okay, let me flatten it before we start. That would be the best thing to do, Candy, rather than when it's already in the design. flatten the edge. And then with blueberry bushel, and I should have used the foam mat because this is photopolymer, but I think I got it. Yay! As you see, it's very tight. But this is a strap that I had. Scrap that I have. So I think it's a 1/2 inch. Give me flag ends. Sorry, I wasn't on camera. Same on the other side. Something I don't like there, so I'm gonna flatten it away. There we go, much better. And I'm gonna bring my foam mat because I think I want to add some color to it as well, so it's not too white with the contrast. See? Well, so we're gonna disguise it a little bit, just a little bit. Actually, I did it with what was left over for my original one. I don't know if I have enough left over here to make a difference, so we're gonna put a little bit, mostly on the edges, on the sides, I mean. There, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. All right, let's see. Let's see if we like it. And it's good enough, I think. So now that we're satisfied, then we can put it in on the card. Trying to make room as I go, because otherwise you don't have room to work. It's like when I cook, same thing. And one thing I did with these, like I tried to put the circle so it covers the cake that I'm featuring, because otherwise it would look weird that it was like this. You know what I mean? And so the cake is right here, so I'm just gonna cover it so you don't know exactly what we're looking at. Maybe further down, like that. Okay, but that's just me. You can do whatever you want, but okay. My dimensionals, and I get to use new ones. Yeah. I know some people hate taking dimensionals from the middle, but I take them from wherever is convenient. I mean, I'm gonna use them all, so I don't care the order. All right, so let's see again. Where do we put it? Like there. And I know we have it here too, but at least it's not next to it, which will look weird to me. And then we're just gonna put it like that with a little bit of blue. I didn't overcomplicate the cards this week, because I just want to show you how easy it is to make cards with this paper, even if we don't have anything, you don't have anything else. All you need is this DSP and a sentiment that you may already have, right? And now, for the side, we're gonna make a little bow with Pretty in Pink. What is it called? Bordered ribbon. So I don't know if this is best than the ears and the whatever, Gonna give myself a little bit more room here. Or if I do it my conventional way, sometimes one looks better than the other, but it's not always the same. Depends many times on the ribbon and everything. It has to be a small one. That's pretty good. And now we're gonna, where's my scissors? My ribbon scissors. Let's see. All right. I think that's good enough. And I put it right here, like a little bit on the side, like that. That's what I did with the other one. That's gonna tighten it a little bit better. Make it look pretty. There. All right. And now we get it glued up. No, I'm covering the message, so something like that. All right, so we can finish this. I actually like how I color this better than this, but anyway, as I said, I went a little heavy-handed on the blending on this circle, but every little hole was taking a lot of ink, so let's put some party dots, because it won't be a party without the party dots, right? And I think I'm gonna use also the pool party dots, because it's a party. And I'm just gonna use one there. Hit the one there. And another one big here. And then for the inside, let's see if I have enough ink here. And it doesn't mean make an impact, so we'll put a little bit more ink. Thank you for the hearts, Deborah. You're so nice. Just a little bit of color. You can use it in another color if you want. Just a little bit of hint of color, a blush, since it's pink. And now we're gonna put here this cake, but we have it in two parts, and we're gonna use every part of the DSP because it's specialty DSP and we don't let it go to waste. So this is the top part, and we're gonna round it so it looks more cakey. So little, I can barely see. There. And then we're gonna get the bottom that was in another part. This is been thoroughly used. I could use the candle, the flames of the candle, but I'm not gonna go to that extreme. So that's good enough for me. Consider it done, that piece. I'm just gonna finish fussy cutting this. And because the cake has different tiers, it doesn't matter that the tiers are not, or if there's cuts, you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna do this. The beveling I cannot really get, but it's okay. All right. Oh, this I had already cut. Oh, I had to cut this. There. Like this. Oh, this one came back. Now we're just gonna put our cake right here. And I could use my silicone mat for this, it'd be better, but gonna live in the danger side. And again, this, look, it's getting stuck. Doesn't wanna come out. There we go. And then we have the upper part of the cake. This sweet as the cake, Teresa. I know funny today. Anyway, there. See, once you put it together, if you see a little bit of indentation, it's just like it's a tiered cake, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's our card number 2. Nice, sweet, and simple. And then for card number 3, we have a fun fold. A fun fold and another preview. This goes like that. All right. And this I embossed with an upcoming celebration item, which is this fun Starstruck embossing folder, because I thought it would go so well with the theme. It's supposed to be, it has a little star and like an outburst, but it looks to me like flowers. So that's what I'm going for. If you see it next to flowers, you would never think it's like fireworks, right? But this I wouldn't. Anyway, I think it's nice flowers. So that's what I'm sticking with. And that's what I used. And this is another part of the TSP, of the specialty paper. Let me put this away so we can go to that and put I used it for this, so we're gonna need this again. So all right, so let me get my elements here. We are using Pretty in Pink card base this time and cut horizontal, so it's basically 11 by 5.5, no, 4.25, score at 5.5 on the long side. And then we're gonna take an inch and a half. Is it an inch and a half? Or is it? Let me give you the measurements exactly. It's an inch and a half. I thought so. It's an inch and a half that we're gonna trim from the front of the card. which happens to be, if you put it right in the edge right there, that's 1.5 inches. And you save this for something else. Actually, I'm gonna save it someplace else so it doesn't get intruding here in our thing. I'm gonna make this is very well scored so it stays flat. And then we are gonna start with, well, we can use this first. So this is how the embossing folder looks like. Isn't it pretty? I love it. I mean, yes. I mean, if you use it with other colors, maybe you would read fireworks, kind of. But honestly, I do like it as flowers. So I use the same pretty pink. And this is now 4. So I did this at 3 3/4 by 4. And this is now 4 1/4 by 4. So I'm using 1/4 inch less. And I already embossed it. So I can just, thank you, Deborah. It was fun. I wanted to do something different, like a fanful. This is not an embossing folder that's 3D, but for not a 3D embossing folder, it's like the embossing is very deep. It's almost like a 3D. The result is like a 3D, but it's not a 3D embossing folder. So you have to use just the right kind of sandwich. Actually, I want this moved a little bit if I can still. Yeah, just a tiny bit. All right, so then we're gonna open this up and we're gonna put a paper, white for our message, that is 4 1/4 by 4. And this is gonna go like this. This is where our message will go. And here we're gonna put the rest of the part. But you know, this is gonna, the DSP is gonna overlay with this. So all right. And then we are gonna have a strip that's 4 by 1.5, I think. Yes. But before we put it down, we have to put this little flappy thingy. I don't want to call it the mechanism because it's not a mechanism, but like the closure or something. I don't know. And I think I scored it at, yeah, 1/2 inch, I think. Yeah, is that 1/2 inch or is it 3/4? 3/4, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's do 3/4. It doesn't really matter because you're gonna cover both sides. So 3/4, we're gonna score it. And before we score it, we're gonna put, I actually had it ready with the pink if you wanted a more subtle opening, but I kind of like that this like has the pop of the blueberry bushel. So, you know, I went with it. Plus you have it here in the DSP too, so kind of all goes together. So I'm gonna save this for something else. So before that, yes, we were gonna decorate that. And I used this fun confetti strip. That is one of the strips that come in that other part that I showed you that has all these strips and such. One of them was a confetti one. And it was the right color. And I see I didn't cut it. Can you tell that it's like a sliver wider? I'm just gonna take it off because it bothers me. Some things bother me. And just a sliver over there as well. Yeah. Just because against the blue is gonna be more. No, it doesn't matter because part of it is gonna be covered by the circle that we're gonna put. And again, you can use another label if you want. You can use an oval, you can use a square. The decal rectangles are also in the last chance list, and if you have to get something and if they're still available, those are two of my go-to dies that I will never part with: the decal rectangles and the decal circles. I'm gonna put it farther there. It is like, I think this maybe have been longer than this one, but I'm gonna put it farther down there, like, because we're gonna put the circle here, you're not gonna see it. Okay, like that. So now we're gonna put glue here. I'm just gonna center it here. Is it center? Maybe a little bit further up. And then we can see where it will go. It's pretty much center, I think. So I'm okay with that. So now that I have that like that, turn it around. Take this so we don't have an accident. Look how pretty the gingham is on the other side, right? It's a pity there's gold on the, if there's gold, I go to the gold. But the gingham, the pink gingham is fun. I put more glue than I should. Not that I should, that I usually use, because this is the part that's gonna open and close, so you want it well adhered. And then I'm just layering in a way that it gives me the frame that's regular on all sides, or as much as regular as possible. And that's it. All right. So what we need to do now is decorate the middle part. And for that, we have, again, Spotlight in Nature dies in Blueberry Bushel. And then I'm gonna over layer it with these decal circles. Look how pretty it is. I don't know what's going on, if I like my hands are dirty or something. I see this little fuzzy thing is everywhere. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna put stamp on it. So, but first we're gonna give a little bit of color with the pretty pink. Mostly in the center. Something like that. Maybe a little bit more over here. I should have used a mat. That's why I'm afraid to get things dirty with the glass. Yeah. All right. Satisfied now. Now I can put my blending brush away. And then we're going to put our message. I like this, may all your wishes come true. I think it's cute. So I'm going to use that again. use the mat just in case. Where's my dirty thing is here, so I'm gonna put my sentiment a little bit on the side so I can decorate with the flowers all around this. Okay. And now is where we get to have the fun of choosing which flowers we want to use. There was one that I keep missing it, and then it comes back. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I saw it. This one. I want to use this one as my main one for this one. And then here is where I'm using the ones that don't have the white silhouette. I would not mix non-white silhouette with white silhouette. So, but that's just me. We have this one a little smaller. And then we have, let's see if we can find, I like the gold that was curved because it goes very, okay, let me put this away. It goes very well with this card. Let's see, this leaf maybe. And we have an orange one. It would be great to have something that's in another color that is not. How about this? Maybe. I think the non-silhouette, there's nothing that is pool party of this. Oh, here it is. Yes, it is. Yes, I knew. Yeah, okay, that one. That's the one I want. And the gold. We need a gold. Don't know if that's gonna be too small for there. The curve is going the other side. But I can always get the same one from the other sheet. Or there's, I see. There's more here. Yeah, that would work. Something like that. And just gonna give them a little bit of shape with my bone folder, curling the edges a little bit. Maybe we need a bigger. Is there a bigger leaf here? Yes, I have the small ones only. The other ones have the silhouette that I don't want. I think that's good enough. Yeah. All right. I didn't get any water today. You usually have water or my Diet Coke here or something, and I didn't, so. And that's why I'm like, there. There. These ones you have to be careful when you curl because sometimes they leave a mark. So we're gonna put this one here in dimensionals. Where are my dimensionals? Put 2. Look, we don't want to cover a message here. There we go. And then this one will go here with 1 dimensional. And there's no rhyme or reason, just whatever looks good to you. I just want to put the gold kind of going like that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do that with plain old glue. If he wants to come out. There we go. I want to move it a little bit further down. Yeah. Looks nice enough like that, right? But no, I want to put more flowers, more flowers, more flowers. So maybe that one with an embellishment. I mean, sorry, dimensional, I mean. And this one we'll put in the two, between the two of them with a little bit of the pieces from this. And I think I'm going to do a double the size, the height of the dimensionals by putting one dimensional on top of another dimensional, like that. Then it will pop out from there. This we need to tuck someplace like that. Maybe like this. I don't know. How do we like it? Yeah, I think this way is good. So no more dimensionals and glue dots now. All right, that was my just gonna tack it underneath. I'm looking where the hole is, so I cannot show you, but I see it. Ah. There. And this one we're gonna put coming from there with another glue dot. And now that we have our piece all together, we can put it here. I glued it. You could put it with dimensionals, but this already has dimensionals, so it may be too bulky if you're gonna mail it. So I'm just gonna put some plain old glue, liquid glue. Just center it right there. And you see in this one, I use the embellishments, the party dots in orange to go with, sorry, peach pie, to go with the center of the flower. But this flower has the gold. So I'm going to put my embellishment here in pink, pretty in pink. And then I'm using pretty in pink embellishments for this card too. Then one. Right. Where did it go? Oh, it stayed here. Where should I put it? Maybe there. One, and then we're going to put that big one there. All right. So now we have that. All we need to do is attach this to here, and we want it center. Well, I want it center. You can put it off center, but you know, I like a better center. So we're just gonna put quite a, just help it a little bit so it gets as close as possible. There we go. And putting glue there. Don't go to the edges, because when you press, it will come out and then it will go over your embossing underneath. And I think that's pretty center, maybe further down, maybe something like that. And of course, when I have it, then it slips away. Look at that. What a mess. Okay, well, we'll do it again. Nobody's gonna see that anyway. Farther up now, like that. And then we don't move it, so we don't do the same as I did. I can clean that up when it's dry with a glue eraser to avoid any accidents. So that's it. Oh, no, that's not it. If you want, you can add a ribbon or not. So that's up to you. I don't know. Do we need a ribbon? I'm thinking maybe we can do something in gold to pick up the gold. So how about if we use a little bit of this gold thread that keeps unraveling on me? We'll do a double bow because this is, the gold thread is thin. Yeah. I didn't want more pink ribbons. There you go. Oh, of course we have to do it there. So I may have done it too short. Yeah, maybe too short. We'll see. I forgot that I had to tie that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a larger one. Make it easy on myself. I'll use that for something else. That's a little bit too long. Oh, and then now I made a knot. Oh, all right. It's because it's so curved, because it's the end of the spool already, and it comes unravel all the time. I don't know why, but okay. I think now it will be long enough. Oops. Okay, now we have 2 pieces. We're gonna put it underneath this piece here. And if you don't want this to unravel, you can put a glue dot there, which is exactly what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to fight with this. There. Came a little crooked. I think I'm gonna find the center. There we go. There we go. Now. All right. I think that looks nice. I think I like it better with the gold than with the pink. What do you think? All right, so that's what I have for you. But before we go, let me show you what I told you that I made at the fair. Very simple. I wanted to show it to you guys. Maybe make it, but maybe you can do it next week. It's a little tree. Very simple. Just you see how it's you fold the paper in half and just make the cuts and then just trim one each one goes up and one goes down. You know what I mean? And you can make it for a card. So maybe we'll do that next week. I didn't prepare for that. It was very simple and sweet, and I thought it was a great idea to have people interacting with paper crafting right there in the fair. And the lady who did it, her name is Stephanie, and she doesn't have a social media outlet, but it's Stephanie from Alice's niece. It's and she teaches paper engineering, as she calls it, in Staten Island, only in person. Right? It's pretty cool. And this could be a pop-up on a card, when once you do it. Then she showed us how to do it, and I'm gonna play with it and see. And if it works for me, I'll maybe show it to you next week. All right. So let me put the cards again. Which one is the one I did? Yes, this one. And then we have the cake. And then we have, where's the other one? The first one. What? Where did I put them? Oh, here it is. Nobody said if you prefer it with the ribbon or without the ribbon, this one. But I'm going without the ribbon. I like it better. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will think about this DSP when the new catalog comes up. For the ones of you who are demonstrators, you may pre-order it. And that's one of the advantages of joining Stamping Up as a demonstrator, for which you can just spend $99, get $125 on materials of your choice as your starter kit, and you get take the advantage of pre-ordering from the catalog that's upcoming, and also get stamp what is it celebration sale products sooner too. The celebration product that I showed you today is this Star Trek embossing folder, and you will be able to earn it by spending $60 in your purchase starting in January. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed these cards and that they inspire you to get this paper. That you can do so much just with this paper and some cardstock. All right. So have a very lovely week, and I'll see you all next Sunday. Bye, and thank you again for joining.